Hey, what's up everyone? You know, last year it was kind of hard for me to pick the worst Funko Pops of 2020 because Funko had really upped their game. But this year it was easy. Funko really turned the shit factor up to 11, so I had no problem getting together pops for this list. In fact, the only problem I did run into was what to make number 1. I went back and forth between 3 and 4 different pops. I'm also going to make a best of 2021 if you enjoyed this video. Now the criteria I'm using for these picks are all over the place. Is it ugly? Does it translate over into a pop? Is it a redundant design? Is it well executed? Was it a disappointment? Was it lazy? And not all of these picks are all of those things, but everything in the top 10 is a combination of areas where these pops just fell short. Remember, this is my opinion. Everyone has different tastes, and what I may find ugly, you may find beautiful. And that's fine, and I more than welcome you leave what you think is the worst of 2021 down in the comments below. Alright, before I get into the top 10, I'm going to quickly go through some dishonorable mentions. This Mystic Suit Iron Man has got to be one of the strangest pops of the year. I don't know the backstory or anything, I'm just going by what this pop looks like. It looks like Iron Man is wearing like a skirt and a halter top. And these colors are very ketchupy and mustardy. And honestly, the top of his head, it looks like the top of a condiment bottle. Peacemaker isn't a bad pop. Pose is kind of boring, but real missed opportunity not making the helmet chrome. Funko can do chrome pieces. This should have been chrome. It would have been one of the best pops of the year if it was. The gingerbread Thor from Hot Topic, the Diamond Collection one, made a pop that was already kind of ugly, even uglier. The glitter on the gingerbread parts is just so much darker than the other gingerbread Funko Pops in this line that it looks like this one's burnt or something. And it just doesn't match the other ones. So they either should have gone all diamond with all of them or no diamond at all. And yeah, there's another Thor, the common one that matches. This is just extra ugly. Talking about redundant pops, there's a glitter Selena in the red pantsuit and a diamond Selena in the red pantsuit. Both of these variants are just glitter. And I understand the glitter on her pantsuit, maybe her shoes, but why the microphone? To me, that's worse. The Diamond Collection one to me is worse. And yeah, here on the glams, it looks a little shinier, but in person, they look almost the same. Except for the microphone looks worse. This Mechagodzilla, I mean, this isn't really Funko's fault because the design is kind of ugly, but this to me, it just looks like somebody made a Mechagodzilla out of foil. They just crumpled up a bunch of foil. This Yoda has got to be one of the lamest pops of the year. All they did was make his robes green instead of brown, and his walking stick green. And now it's an ECCC exclusive, which traditionally has, green pops, but they're at least creative. I mean, what is this? It just looks like a regular Yoda that wasn't finished getting painted. And lastly, I want to mention the Mickey Mouse Space Mountain Attraction ride. My favorite ride at Disneyland, a lot of people's favorite ride at Disneyland, but this pop for it is so weak. Yeah, the little spaceship cars aren't that detailed, and they're accurate in this pop. But for the price they're charging for this, they couldn't have put somebody in the back with Mickey, like put Minnie back there, put Donald back there. And look how big he looks in the box here in the glam. But if you look at the actual picture, he's super tiny in that box. So they could have made this a lot bigger. And it would have been really nice to put an insert in the back that mimics what the Space Mountain ride looks like while you're riding it. That would have been nice. But this is definitely an undersized, very lazy, and unimpressive representation of the famous Space Mountain ride at Disneyland. Alright, now on to the worst of the worst, starting at number 10. Tomier from the Junji Ito collection. Now, of course, this is an ugly pop. It's supposed to be ugly. Junji Ito is a horror manga author and artist. And unfortunately, this is based off of the anime and not the manga. That's why it's in color. I wish these were black and white, but that's not why this is on the list. The glam for this shows the extra head being all one piece with Tomier's head. And it looked pretty good. It looked about as close as you're gonna get this design as a pop. And it's one of Ito's most famous pieces of art. Here it is. Maybe you've seen it before, just didn't know where it's from. So this is a really cool pop to have regardless, and that's why I put it at number 10, even though the way that glued head looks is really disappointing, really lazy and sloppy. It really should have been all one piece. These Valentine's Day Star Wars pops. Look, if you're a dude, don't give this to your girlfriend for Valentine's Day unless you're doing it as a gag gift and you have her real present hiding after she sees this. And girls, don't give this to your boyfriends for Valentine's Day if they're Funko Pop collectors, because they're not going to want to hurt your feelings and they're going to, want to put it with their other pops. And now they got this god-awful pink, white, and red Valentine's Day pops with all their other Star Wars pops, and it looks like shit. It doesn't make any sense. Even the characters they picked didn't make any damn sense. They probably should have made a C-3PO for R2-D2, or maybe make a Han Solo and Princess Leia. I mean, the more I think about these, the more I hate them. Like, they combine Star Wars, one of the properties that has historically just, gone overboard with the merchandising and capitalizing on the fans, And Valentine's Day is kind of like one of those holidays, too, that's made up to pull a little money out of people's pockets, and they combine the two. It's like consumerism squared. I hate these pops. Mr. DNA from Jurassic Park, Target exclusive. If you watch my channel, you know I'm a sucker for when Funko uses clear pieces in a creative way. I think it makes Funko Pops look more expensive than they are, more visually interesting. I really like when they use clear pieces. But look at this. This is hideous. It just doesn't look like Mr. DNA at all in the head. And Funko Pops are like 50% head. Maybe if they would have put that blueprint pattern behind the pop as an insert in the box, it might distract me a little bit from that head. The body is okay, but honestly, this character who doesn't have a head, is just a big floating white pair of eyes and a mouth and eyebrows, just does not work as a Funko Pop. The thing about Funko Pops is that they have a big head, and this character doesn't have a head. And Funko Pops have black eyes, and this character's defining feature on the head is big white eyes. If you want to make this look accurate, you give it big white eyes, and you have clear pieces behind them to make them look like they're just floating over the DNA strand. But then if you do that, it's not a pop anymore. It's just a figurine. So that's why they went with this head, but it looks so bad. They made the mouth too big, where the mouth on the actual character is small. So where Pops don't have mouths, they gave it a big, huge mouth, which is already weird. But I suspect they did that to try to cover up where the clear head attaches to the DNA strand, because this just doesn't work as a pop. Which is crazy because, this is the movie that taught us that you shouldn't do something just because you can.
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
The new My Little Ponies from the retro line, based on the original 6 My Little Ponies. They look pretty accurate. These actually remind me of the Troll Pops that Funko put out, where they're like the same size and have the same functionality as the original toy pretty much. The Funko Pop Troll dolls are just recreations of the original Troll dolls. And these My Little Pony look that way, except unlike the Trolls, the hair on these ones is molded. And yeah, they're vinyl toys, they're Funko Pops, they don't have real hair. But the Troll dolls do. So I know Funko can do it and are willing to do it if it's essential to the property they're making, and I think it's essential to My Little Pony. Because the major gimmick of the original My Little Pony line was that little girls could comb their hair. And if they would have gave these real hair, they would have been so close to the original to the point where people could buy them for their daughters or their sons if they want, and they could play with them like they did the original My Little Ponies, and collectors could also collect them just the same. April Ludgate as Janet Snakehole from Parks and Recreation. In the glam, this pop looks fine. It's April dressed as this classy dame, But this is another instance of where Funko used a clear translucent piece and it ruins the pop. This is what her veil looks like in person. I had seen this glam several times already, so I knew of this pop. And I was at Hot Topic just, checking out what new pops they had. Scanning the actual faces of the pops, not really looking at the names. And I saw this, and I was really confused at first. I was like, what the hell is that? Because it looks like it has goggles on. And I thought it was just from a line I had not heard of before. And when you're a big Funko Pop nerd like me, you've pretty much heard of everything before you see it in store, right? So to see something you've never seen before kind of startles you. But then I saw that it was Janet Snakehole. But that's how jarring that clear piece looks. It's just so thick, it catches the light so awkwardly that it doesn't read as a veil to me. It reads as goggles or some kind of futuristic heads-up display or something. And even just the way those little black lines are painted on it look awful. Maybe it would have been better if they would have used a smoky translucent piece and just texturized it without painting it. Maybe. I've seen them do veils before. I want to say like on La Llorona, and it looks really good. But I think that's because it's not painted like this one is. Now these ones I see as pure cash grab, artificial demand, bullshit nonsense that Funko does. And that is these Hot Topic limited to 5,000 piece silver painted pops. I want to say the first one was the Notorious B.I.G. It's just the original Hot Topic exclusive, Biggie with champagne, painted silver. And this pop, the original one, already had a problem with the champagne glasses kind of breaking at the stem. So that problem continued on with these ones, except for now it's just silver. And the only reason people would want this is because it's 5,000 pieces. If this was a common pop, it would not sell out. This is super insanely lazy. This is Funko pretty much saying, look, we can do whatever the hell we want. We can put whatever crap we want in these boxes. As long as we slap a limited sticker on there with a number, you'll buy it. And they're right, because they've made several of these now. And are they really limited to 5,000 pieces? I mean, is it 5,000 pieces total? Because I've seen now this pop that's limited to 5,000 pieces with a Hot Topic sticker, with a Pop Culture sticker. I mean, is there 5,000 of each one? Is there 5,000 altogether? Who knows? This gold Rick Grimes pop that was exclusive to The Walking Dead Supply Drop, which is a subscription service to a box of collectibles that are a mystery. So you prepay for this and you expect to get something kind of cool. Or maybe you don't expect that, but you wish there was something kind of cool in these boxes. And these aren't cheap. These are one of the more expensive boxes out there where you could get a Funko Pop. And I think one of the main reasons people get these boxes is to get a cool exclusive Funko Pop. So you can imagine how disappointing it is to pay a bunch of money for something and the pop you get is just a repainted common in gold. The laziest type of repaint there is. This would make me cancel the subscription to this box. Similar to that Rick Grimes, it's the 3 Olympiad / Metal Freddies that were in the box of fun. They're all the same mold. It's a decent mold. If they would have just made the full color Olympiad Freddy as one of the Freddy Funkos, maybe limited to 2,000 pieces, 3,000 pieces, it would have been fine. But they decided to repaint it in bronze and silver, but not gold. And Funko has the balls to give you a podium in the box of fun. So if you were unlucky enough to pull the Olympiad Freddy box, because some people just got the same pop 3 times, you don't even have a gold one for the podium. I guess the Olympiad Freddy in full color is supposed to be the gold one. And some people just got the silver one and the bronze one, and then just another random one. It's like, who wants like a bronze Metal Freddy in their collection? Like, maybe if you had a gold, a silver, and a bronze, I guess that starts to make sense. I'm so grateful this is not the box I got, because I would have been more disappointed with these ones than I would have even getting the Freddy Funko that looks like it has shit on it from this box. I think these are worse. Extreme laziness in a blind box that people were very excited about. Getting this is just, it's just the worst. It's the worst feeling when it comes to collecting Funko Pops and these boxes. If you watch my videos, you know I don't like the art series at all. I've made a couple of videos on it before. You can go watch those if you want to hear me talk more about those. But yeah, in a nutshell, they're lazy, they're hideous, they're expensive. Even the boxes are ugly. And I don't consider what they're doing with these pops art. I don't consider these wallpaper patterns art. Or just putting logos on things. These Infinity War ones, all they did was make them different colors with glitter. And they obviously didn't even think about which Infinity Stones to give each character. And Thanos looks hideous. But the ugliest ones are obviously this Donald Duck that appears to be designed by the same person that designs frozen burrito packages at the supermarket. And these patriotic age Marvel ones. It's an ugly silver. It's just logos on there. They look like they're melting. Just atrocious. These to me were the two worst ones. Up until a few days ago, when they released the art series Master Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look at this. It looks like they skinned Master Splinter and did a really poor job of it. What is this pattern? Looks like he was attacked by a rat-hating barber and they left him a patchy, disgusting mess. And then wrote Master on him in yellow for some reason. This is absolutely disgusting. And in my opinion, it is the worst art series Funko Pop to date. And there have been a lot of really, really bad ones. Look, I know that everybody has a different idea of what is art, right? But to me, any kind of art is better when it has some kind of story to tell. It can evoke some kind of feeling in you. It can make you question something. Like I look at this art series Freddy Funko from the Box of Fun. It's got this nice looking blue with lighter blue swirl pattern on it. And I actually like the way that looks. It's abstract enough that it makes me think of like maybe the bottom of a pool, the way the light reflects. And instead of these crowns, which kind of take me out of that place that this pattern is taking me to, maybe what they could have done to try to tell some kind of story is just put a single pair of bikini bottoms or board shorts or a bikini top or an inflatable pool toy. Something like that. Something that makes you wonder about something. Something that kind of tells you a story right away just by looking at it. This exact same pattern, except for these crowns, a single pair of swim gear that appears to be floating in this water, would tell you some kind of story that is more creative, more fun, would get people talking more than this. And it's why I find these art series Funko Pops so disappointing. And for me, number one has got to be the Marvel Mech Strike series, the entire series. They are so ugly. And are these from the comic books or a video game? What are these from? These definitely look like bootleg generic toys. They don't look like Funko Pops really. They don't look like Marvel characters really. To be honest, they kind of look like Battle Beasts. Maybe they should have just made Battle Beasts like for the Retro Toys line. I don't know. These are just so bad. Thor on the top right, he looks like a bird or something, like an owl or a fucking pigeon. I don't know. It's so ugly. Doctor Strange on the bottom right, is that a robot goatee? Right next to him, look at Captain Marvel's face. Just look at the proportions on this thing. Hulk looks like Frankenstein. These are all terrible, but the worst one has got to be Venom. Look at that head. The teeth are painted so poorly. And what is that tentacle dildo where the tongue should be? The eyes look super ugly. And honestly, all of these look like they're all 3 to 4 colors. It reminds me of like when they put the t-shirts in the subscription boxes, right? And they have to be a little cheaper because they're subscription box t-shirts. So they're only like 2 colors because it's cheaper to produce. And these Mech Strike ones make me feel that way. Like if you look at the Hulk here, he's green, black, purple, and yellow, and that's it. They're all like that. Look at Black Panther. He's gray, purple, and black. They look cheap. They don't look like collectibles. They look like flea market toys. And to me, they are the absolute worst Funko Pops of 2021. Alright guys, that was the top 10 worst Funko Pops of 2021. In my opinion, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And since I'm making a best of 2021, leave me your thoughts on that as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching and take it easy.